This is Julie with Videoholic, and today we're going to be learning how to make a wire bird's nest. You've probably seen a lot of these out there in the stores and online. They're quite popular right now, and they're really fun and easy to make. For this project, we are going to need a pair of flush cutters. We're going to need a pencil or any type of round dowel. We're going to need some round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, wire. I chose 26 gauge, but you can choose 24 or whatever you're comfortable working with. And 3 little beads. These are turquoise because I like their color variation. I thought they looked like robin's eggs. You can use pearls, any type of round beads. These are 6 millimeter. I've gone ahead and I've pre-cut myself 5 feet of the 26 gauge wire. You can use silver wire, gold, anything you want, depending upon your project. And I'm going to begin by taking my 3 round beads, just stringing them onto the wire, and I'm going to slide them down about 3 inches. And at this point, I am going to just create a little triangle with them, and I'm going to twist just 2 or 3 times. I don't need to do it that often, and I'm going to leave that tail out there, and I'm going to leave that straight. Now I'm going to do something with the rest of my wire, which is something that we never usually want to do when beading and working with wire. I am going to purposefully try to kink it. And to do that, I'm going to take my pencil, but you can use any type of cylindric dowel, and I'm going to wrap it around. You can do this pretty quick. And try to avoid, what you don't want to have happen is you don't want to have it create like a knot. So I'm going to just pull that out, because what will happen, that kink is fine, but if you had an actual loop, it's going to be hard to pull through the wire when you're weaving your bird's nest. So try to keep that in mind. Okay, and now I'm going to pull it out and just smooth it over. So now I have a nice wave. And I actually really like a messy bird's nest. So I'm going to leave about 3 inches here as well, that I'm not going to overly kink, but I'm going to just go in here and twist. Again, I'm not creating any type of loops, but I am creating little kinks. You're going to take the wire and going pretty close to the beads, you're going to wrap it around in a circle. You're going to do that 5 times. You can do it more than 5 if you want, but 5 is just kind of a good medium number to start with. Also, if you get too many more wraps than 5, it gets a little bit hard to hold on to. Okay, now I've come back to my starting point, and I need to now secure those in place. And I am just going to now put it through the first space between my 2 beads. And I thread that all the way through, so it comes out the other side. One problem with the kinky wire is it does snag on different things that you have on your workspace, so just kind of be aware of that. It's going to catch on a lot of things. So I pull that through, and then I wrap it around, and I'm going to go back through there another time. And you're going to think, oh, I have too much wire, and you're going to be tempted to cut it, but you're going to be thankful for that wire in the end. Okay, so I did that through one of the joints. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it through another one. Again, it's just coming out the back. Again, go back through. You can even go through that middle hole if that's easier for you. I'll show you what you're going to do so that you don't end up with wire covering your egg or your bead. So then when you get to that point, you pull it, and it'll pull right through there. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the final one. I've got all 3 ends secure, so now those 5 wrappings that I did are secure. I don't have to hold them anymore. So now I'm going to start working on getting the base. So here's my finished piece, and you can kind of see how I've done it there. And to start that process, I'm going to make a little loop in the middle, And I'm just going to wrap and just kind of go in circles. You can do this, 5 times, 10 times, however many times you want to do it, where you feel like you still have control over the piece and it's not getting away from you. And then once you feel like you've got a number of them there, just go ahead, take your wire, thread it through one of your already secured wrappings. Basically, you're just anchoring everything that you do. You just don't want it to be able to come undone. So I want to keep building on my outer edge at the same time too. So again, it's very random. I noticed this side kind of got a little bit bigger than the other side, so I can just squish that down. Do a couple more loops. It doesn't always have to be round loops. You can kind of make little figure eights or whatever you want. Just make sure that you can secure them down. And I'm just kind of going here at the edge and just doing some kind of gentle swooping loops along the outer circles. All right, when you get to the point where you have about 3 inches left and you're going to meet up with the other tail, it's about 2 inches. It's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. So at this point you have a couple choices. You can either make a loop like this, which is what I'm going to do, and that way it's just all enclosed one piece. You can go ahead and fold these wires under and just tuck them into the bottom, the bottom wires and nesting. And then you can attach a jump ring just to one of the exposed wires if you want to do that. But for this project, just so that's complete, I'm going to go ahead and make a wrapped wire loop at the top. And the way I'm going to do that, because I've got 2 wires obviously, I'm going to just twist them together. Okay, and then using my flush cutters, I'm going to cut off there because they were uneven. And now I'm going to go ahead, make a wrapped wire loop using my twisted wires. Using my chain nose pliers. And there you have a bird's nest charm.